So, like I said before, I never did this part, like the actually like following the narrator the entire way through.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, escape? We'll do the mind control one. Light? Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Oh, that's a
Did he
regular.
have the
Okay.
strength to find out.
Yeah, we got to this room multiple times before, but it was from the top balcony. It wasn't from here. Jump down the catwalk in the MCF? What's MCF? Oh, can I actually jump down here? I'm gonna do it now.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go.
That's
New
hilarious.
content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe
it's so
in your
dumb,
ability
dude.
to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Good job, I did it, guys. I did do it. That was awesome. Now, what happens if I jump down there
All this co-workers
with the
were
bucket?
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Yeah, that's what I thought, right?
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
We're obviously going to go and get
Stanley
that ending.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
It's raining now outside?
In his darkest of hours, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
By sheer luck, I love it.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah, we're also going to jump again with the bucket this time.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Do you jump from here or do you have to jump from the other spot? Oh, you can jump from here.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
What?
Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
But how?
But it
Where am I finding all this stuff?
The standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again.
Yeah, but like a functioning TV, functioning lamps.
It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed.
I can walk pretty far.
It wasn't an ending, but it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Good job, you did it. You went completely insane. Is that what happened? It is, yeah. Nice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, we'll go back down there, but we'll do the escape.
Missed a memo.
Because I never done the escape either. So we'll do the escape twice. Like we'll do the escape once without the bucket and then with the bucket.
Doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
What? Why?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
That's hilarious. Okay, let's try the escape. Yeah, it's probably not going to be a real escape, obviously. We're not going to get out of this place, but...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What? Oh, because death is an escape?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. Oh, God. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know
Oh my
the
God,
real
it's
story,
terrifying.
trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh no!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as
Wait,
Stanley
what?
was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It's a meta narrator, true.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh my God, what is this place? The nature paintings, true. Stanley's computer, yeah, okay. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office at the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The two doors. The set of the two doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Okay, that's my cubicle, I think. No, just a random cubicle. The office. Okay. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Go back. It says back. Oh, but I can go back. It says Stanley P. It did say Stanley P. Filing cabinets. Office computers. Yeah, that's fine. Credits. Oh my God. And there's two paths. The boss's office. Office clock.
But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it.
The lounge, the underground facility.
Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
Kevin Briding, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
Stanley pushed the orange lever. Oh, for crying! This is that other building.
Wait, there's no orange lever anywhere. I don't think I've ever seen an orange lever in the entire game. Did we? Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. I never gotten that ending. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an earlier version of the countdown ending. I never gotten the countdown ending. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up and down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players find it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and plays the two endings together instead. Monitor room. The countdown room. I've never seen that ending. The freedom ending. Yeah, I've never seen those endings. I don't know. Game design mock-up. Level up William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Interesting. Okay. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011. The third in February. So, yeah. That was the first one. So eventually it became this and eventually became that. This feels more lived in, yeah. This feels better. The lounge. The apartment timer. Oh yeah, we've seen that. Then you use the apartment ending. A timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Now you can like unplug the phone. The cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, and we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo is actually stored. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying in or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of player falling to the death. Okay, yeah. So we've actually seen the cargo room, the proper one, right? The game is now paused. Escape menu. We had an ending only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was where they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Oh. Kind of things when you get through the... Oh, okay. The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Oh, okay. The Zending model was through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon it and change it again shortly before lunch. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. So that's the orange lever thingy. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay. This is crazy, man. Like, this whole thing is so cool. It's like a making of hidden in the game. So we went in there. In here. I didn't go here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yeah, the meta narrator is scary. She's pretty spoopy. Yeah, I haven't been down here. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are the selection of those emails. Will the game feature capybaras? How do you stay in shape? Does it exist? Are you gay? Wow. I love that he put it in the game. They're like, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Running a game that works. Dear narrator, I appreciate the previous Sunday game as a work of art and standalone title. Appreciate the credit given to art. Yeah, it's still on to read. Interesting. Lounge. We've seen the lounge. Warzone. We designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose of the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Whoa. We announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Yeah. Maintenance room. Yeah, we've seen the maintenance room multiple times. Yeah, more stuff from the office. And this is this path. Okay, yeah. So we're good. Now all we have to do is go to the spot with the Stanley on and off switch. The exit, yeah. Someone has a crush on a fictional character? True. I mean, I understand them. I also have a crush. I have a crush on a bucket.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let
What happens if I do stop it?
time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oh my god. We do get crushed.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
You're gonna go back there.
Still no one was here.
This time we'll
Stanley
bring the
needed
bucket,
the
though.
bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Go. We'll go into the escape part and we'll bring the bucket and see what happens this time. All right, just noticed.